Yeah, we got to resist. Resist the power and principalities. Yes. Resist the powers and principalities of this world. Because the desires of this world and the lust thereof are fading away very quickly. So yeah, this is real, fam. It's going down. I'm not, gonna take no digital ID, so yeah, I'll probably continue on in homelessness. Or, they're gonna kill me for my faith and behead me, or because I'm not denouncing Yahushua HaMashiach. I hope and pray that I make it through the second Exodus, I came out of Babylon and all her lies and her teachings, and the Most High is delivering me every day, He's showing me the error of my way and where I need to be better. Because I'm human and I fall short, yeah. Being homeless and not having, people that want to open their door, because I prefer to, follow the Most High and, not be engaged in these fake holidays anymore and, lose everything. Yeah. It'll be worth it in the end, And I'd rather die worshiping my Creator in spirit and in truth than following a religion for how many plus years, going to a church. I'm good. But a lot of these people, they don't read the word. They don't know why, this is all going down. But the Most High, He sends the nation to judge, another nation to judge. America doesn't want to repent. They're prideful. They're arrogant. They're narcissistic. And that's just what it is. We're living in a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. So, yeah. And it's, it's sad to see what's going down, but I've been a watchman on the wall for how many years? Trying to wake up Christians about Halloween, and you know how much hatred they come at me with? Yeah, but they're full of love, and they have the spirit in them. No, they receive the spirit of the world. You see? That's the Antichrist spirit when you're doing these pagan, wicked holidays. You don't have the spirit, you have Antichrist spirit. He said they received another spirit, the spirit of the world. So, yeah, family don't want to be bothered with you anymore when you start taking the scripture, seriously, and you want to get in the word and learn who the Most High is and who His people are. I'm sorry you're going through that. Yeah, there's a lot of that going around, Well, just try to keep your head up. Endure, It can be overwhelming, without the Most High. I'm sorry, I'm eating. If you can hear me chew, I'm sorry. But this is real life, If we were in a restaurant, yeah, well, just, get on, try to maybe pray and ask Him to comfort you. He'll give you the peace that passes all understanding. This world is crazy. It's chaotic, Hi, how you doing? As a woman out here on the street, you got no choice but to trust in the Most High. Because you're vulnerable. The shelters are dangerous. Family don't want to let you in. It's cold. So just hang in there and stay strong. Just stay strong. Don't give up. Just don't give up. That's all I can say is don't give up and keep going. I don't know why this is doing this, but YouTube, for some reason when I come on live, it starts erasing the messages. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I'm probably being shadow banned or something. It's all good. Anyway, yeah, just stay strong. But I'm eating, but I'm doing well. So just keep me in prayer, and this too really shall pass. The Most High knows who his people are, and he's going to save them out of all this trouble. And you know what? If I die, I'd rather die in spirit and truth, not doing Christmas and, Easter and things that are not biblical. I mean, you know what I mean? And worshiping idols and, yeah. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Whenever I go live, these messages, they get redacted or something, retracted, so. But I'm hanging in there, keeping my faith strong in the Most High, creator of heaven and earth. And, yeah, just stay set apart from this world, because the judgment is here. It's going to speed up. The Most High said in his word that unless he shortened these days for the elect's sake, no flesh would live. None. So that's a serious charge, Yeah, it's a serious charge. So just stay strong out there, fam. Yeah, stay strong. Oh, thanks for the love. I appreciate it. Yeah, this isn't an easy message, Yeah, people, they don't like me. That's okay. They judge me because of my physical appearance. That's okay. That's what humans do. They're flawed. We all have flaws. Each and every one of us has some kind of flaw or shortcoming, But I'll still get on this camera. It doesn't bother me, so I have, it doesn't. We're all gonna grow old one day. We might get a gray hair, lose our teeth. I mean, it is what it is. But make sure your heart is clean and pure, and that you're getting right with the Most High. That's what's important. See, this superficial world, they're worried about what kind of clothes you have. What kind of brands are you wearing? Yeah, I don't care about that anymore. I don't care about that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have some name brand stuff that I was blessed with, or that I got from, somebody blessed me or gifted it to me, but I'm not out here chasing that anymore. No, I don't care about that stuff. You lose the desire for this world. You just, I don't know, he takes it away, the taste for drugs and alcohol and all that stuff. Sexual immorality, he'll take it away. He will. He'll take it. Just don't give up, Yeah. But, yeah, just being out here homeless and, trusting in him and putting faith in him and, fixing my life, getting away from the Babylonian stuff, the teachings of Babylon, and, learning how to truly be part of this, Hebrew nation and be grafted in. And it's a lot of learning. Knowledge is power, The Creator is wonderful, and he'll pull you out of those 501c3 churches and, yeah, and all those pagan holidays and stuff. You just got to trust him. He'll take you out of it. You're going to lose people, though. You will. You're going to lose a lot of things. But it's worth it, A lot of folks, they're just chasing the money, chasing the woman, chasing the man. Yeah. So, yeah, the holidays are the biggest fight, I think, when it comes to Christians. They don't want to give them up. But yeah, my family celebrated Christmas and Easter, and my dad did Valentine's Day, and he even did St. Patrick's Day. He even did St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, but this I don't care for it. I don't care for it. Just it's a lot of superficiality. People get together this time of year. That's the only time you know how to treat people nice is when it's Christmas. That's the only time you know how to love on people, when it's Christmas, because it's fake. I learned that a long time ago when I was a child. It's fake. My family, every Christmas, they get together and they'd all be getting along and so happy and merry, and then they were just back to their, nasty selves. They were back to their nasty selves. So yeah, I observed all that. I observed it, and it doesn't seem like much has really changed. So, nothing's changed. The spirit of Babylon is still the same, around this time of year. I seen one lady trying to say that, homeless people, we manipulate or something behind, around this time of year because of the holidays or whatever, trying to, really, it's just sad. It's sad. But, yeah, I don't know how true that is, but sometimes I test the hearts of people, because remember, the scripture does tell us that, sometimes we've entertained angels unaware. Now, I'm not saying I'm an angel, but, there's homeless people out here, and sometimes you've entertained an angel, and the Most High is going to test you. Are you going to help this person? Or are you going to be wicked and look past them because you think you're superior or you're uppity or something like that? Yeah, that's how their attitude, and they're uppity. They look past people. Money can't save you. Your money can't save you. Is that what you think? That their money's going to save them? A lot of them do. Yeah, everyone is at least one paycheck, one emergency away from being homeless. And I don't think Trump likes any of us. So, yeah, don't get too uppity, right? Don't get uppity out there, folks. Yeah, you need to repent. Don't get uppity. This is not the time to be uppity and looking down on people. It's the time to actually look in the mirror and love thy neighbor as thyself. That's really what it is. But yeah, we could be entertaining an angel. Someone out there that's just holding a sign, feed me, I'm hungry. And the angels, they report back to the Most High. They report back, Yeah, they do. They write it all down. Everything's written in the book of life. And if you're not found in the book of life, well, when that separation comes, the sheep and the goats, and you're not found in the book of life, it says the one who looks away from the poor, you're cursed. So if you turn your eye from the poor and, yeah, you're cursed. Because it's just, not everybody can be rich. The Messiah said that, you're always going to have the poor. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't want to mix with aliens and stuff like that. We already have them, I guess, in a way, right? You have the Nephilim, you have the Nephilims. When they saw the daughters of men and they mixed their DNA with. So I guess that's kind of like the same thing. So yeah, I'll pass on that. I'll pass. Yeah. But yeah, that's a good question. They say there's no such thing as a stupid question, right? So no, I don't want to let any of these demons impregnate me. And actually, a brother was preaching on his channel that some of us may have already slept with demonic people. You have to clean yourself, your temple, and your spirit. You can't just be sleeping with everybody. Because some people have, these soul ties and stuff to demons. But the Most High can clear you out and clean you up for sure. I believe that. I believe He can. So, yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And the train's on like at the bottom, right?
Yeah, where are you trying to get to?
I'm on Penn State.
Penn.
No,
Okay, so you want to be on this
New
side.
York.
New York, you want to be on this side of the platform. This side.
So I go down here.
Yeah, you want to go down. Oh, sorry, you want to go down, and you'll be on this side, and the train will be coming. It should be coming from this way, going that way.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
towards New York.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Thank
you don't want to go on the other side, so stay on this side.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. You got it. But yeah. Hello. Hey, how you doing there? Hey, what's up, Corey? Hi, guys. Hi to all those who just joined. Yeah, I'm just hanging out at the train station. It's still early, so you know, the transit police will probably bother you and wake you up. You know, I'm doing okay. I'm enduring. You know, I'm being strong, and I'm just trying to endure to the end. You know, still trying to look for something affordable. That's all. Just trying to, you know. What do you mean swatted? What do you mean? What explain? I don't know what that means. You mean like if they tell me to leave or something? Usually they just, you know, don't want you sleeping. Oh, well, hey, you know, if the SWAT comes, then I guess you better be careful. You know? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. This is my home for now. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Adios. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. So, yeah, well, the SWAT comes to your home. I guess you just, you know, you got to follow some lawful orders, I suppose. You know, because our battle is not flesh and blood, you know. It's principalities and wickedness in high places. That's what this all is, you know. It's wickedness in high places. So, you know, just trying to continue to be strong, endure, you know, stay in his word. Sometimes I'm tired and I don't always, you know, might sound, you know, right on film, you know. So I post a lot in the comments section. So if you do subscribe, you'll find a lot of information there on various topics, you know. But yeah, you know. But I'm just going to stay strong and endure. Actually, tonight the moon was bloody. It was a blood moon, but it wasn't a full moon. It was like a slivered moon. So, you know, being homeless, I don't know. It's like I said, you're just kind of tabernacling with the Most High. You're putting your faith in Him. You're trusting in Him. You see the stars and the moon, you know. And I just connect with that, and I just say, you know, thank you, Most High. You know, I can see the signs of the times in the sky because I'm outside, you know, and I'm looking, and I can see, yeah, you know, he said the perplexity of nations, you know, the distress of nations, and the perplexity of the things that are coming on the earth. So yeah, now we have the Arabic-speaking nation here, and a lot of people are fearful. Yes, fearful sights. You know, oh, the Muslims are here. The Muslims are coming. Like, the British are coming. The British are coming. Yeah, well, the Muslims are coming. But it is what it is. You know, it's all prophecy, and it's coming to pass, and there's nothing to be afraid of. You know, you put your trust and faith in the Most High. You don't have to live in a spirit of fear. You know, He's sending it, you know. Hey, hi there. Indonesia, okay. Thanks for being here. I'm in the United States, the USA. So, yeah, you don't have to have a spirit of fear, you know. I mean, you want to just continue that relationship with Him, the Most High, and just keep seeking the scriptures and, you know, learn who He really is. And he'll teach you. He'll guide you. You know, there's only one teacher. There's only one good shepherd. And that's why, you know, when it says in the scriptures, there's no, you know, Yahudim, or there's no, you know, Jew or Greek, male nor female. So we're all equal. You know, we're all equal. Yes, women can preach, women can proclaim, women can prophesy. You know, they certainly can. They can, you know, he said he's going to pour out his spirit on all flesh. That means women and children, they're going to be able to speak. You know, so if you are in a, you know, in a congregation or a fellowship with a narcissistic man who says, oh, well, women, you know, can't speak or you can't prophesy, well, that's not biblical. You know, the Most High said he's going to pour out his spirit on all flesh, and that your sons and daughters are going to prophesy, you know. So, yeah, like it doesn't necessarily mean that a woman's trying to, you know, usurp her authority over men. It depends on what she's preaching. What is she talking about? What is she saying? You know, is she modestly dressed? Is her hair covered? You know, there's so many levels to it, right? Where, yeah, like women, yeah, women can teach children, you know. But if men are humble, a woman can certainly share something with a man. You know, what if it's a Christian man and you're a woman and you're telling him about the holidays? You know, I've been gaslit by Christian men. Oh, the serpent deceived the woman. Yeah, okay. You know, because they listen, that's on them. If they don't want to listen, that's on them. That's their issue. Because I'm a woman, they don't want to hear it. Well, I had a man do that to me in Florida. He was a Christian man, and I was trying to warn him about the, you know, the jab, and he took it anyway. That's on them, you know? And that's exactly what he said to me. Oh, you're the serpent beguiled the woman. Well, hey, you can take that jab if you want to. That's your body. That's your life. You know? That's what I mean. Just, you know, it's whatever. Because I'm a woman. It's like, well, I tried, you know, you do your best. But yeah, you try to warn others and say, hey, you know, you need to come out of the church, you need to come out of the holidays, and, you know, they can start, you know, their nonsense about being a woman and all that stuff, you know, putting you down and belittling you. Yeah, it happens all the time. But Father, forgive them for they know not what they do, right? And if they do know what they're doing, well, that's on them, I suppose. Yeah, so. But hey, I just wanted to jump on, you know, but I'm doing okay. I'm at my spot. I'm eating, you know, you know, was just doing the best I can. And, you know, hopefully there's something, you know, for me. But at the end of the day, yeah, say no to the digital ID because, yeah, you know, you will be tracked everywhere you go. You know, you're going to have no freedom. You know, it is part of the mark of the beast. But the mark of the beast is also worshiping on Sunday. You're not worshiping on the seventh day. You know, that's the mark of the beast. There's also a spiritual mark about, you know, it's about worship. It's about worship. You know, so yeah, like there's definitely the physical mark, but I believe there's a spiritual mark as well. You know, because if we're marked by the Most High when we're keeping His 7th-day Shabbat. You know, which is kind of, it's a little hard to do, I suppose, in this situation. But again, you know, there's a lot of people out here that, you know, are the Most High's people. And they just don't have a place to live or go or family or whatever. You know, they've been rejected, disowned. You know, yeah, it happens. And that's why it's important to like work on those abandonment wounds, any rejection wounds, because this is not easy. You know, but the Messiah was rejected. He was despised and hated. So it's a narrow road, you know, when you come out of those holidays and you don't want to do that anymore. And you know, you can't really go into the Christian churches anymore because you don't fit in. You know, there's no community. It's like, where do you go? And then your community is online, and then you got, you know, that can be kind of toxic too, right? We all know how it is, right? You know, the online fellowships, they can be toxic, they can be narcissistic. Yeah, all that stuff, for sure. I've definitely experienced it. So, you know, sometimes it's just a lonely road. You and the Most High. That's it. Just you and the Most High. There's no friends, there's no family. Yeah, it's just you and the Most High. That's pretty much it. That's, what it is. So, and I'm still healing and I'm still trying to press forward. How old am I? I'm 41. I'm 41 years old. Yeah. I've been reading the Bible or the scriptures, Bible, Baal, the scriptures since I was a child. I started reading scripture. Oh, well, thank you. That's very sweet. I feel old. I feel like an old bat, but it's all good. I feel okay. I don't know, it depends. Some days, I feel the aches and the pains of getting older and aging, but it's just part of life. I just pray to the Most High that I age as gracefully as possible. Yeah, my former life, I was a drug addict, um, you know, yeah. And he delivered me from the drugs and the alcohol and all that stuff. But there's other reasons, why people can, have bad teeth. Dentists are expensive. Dentists aren't cheap. Dentists are not cheap. And sometimes this medication, my family, they didn't know any better. They put me on the pharmacia, and a lot of those meds, they mess your teeth up because the medication gives you dry mouth or cotton mouth. So you're not getting the natural saliva. Those meds are no good. Any type of pharmacia, especially for so-called mental health, they'll mess you up. They will mess you up, and you got to heal from all that stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, you just got to come out of all that, the pharmacia. He'll deliver you from it. If you're sad and you're depressed, I still get sad. I still have days where I'm just over everything that's going on, and I'm just like, why am I here? I'm tired of this. I'm always saying to the Most High, I'm tired of this. I can't stand it anymore. I want out. But I gotta be patient, right? Patience, endurance, healing. Yeah. It's not easy, but I don't pop any pills or any pharmacia. No drugs, no mood altering substances or anything like that. No, try to eat as healthy as you can. That's all I can do. Just try to eat healthy, lay off the sugar, right? Sugar is very addictive. Yeah. Candy and sugar, that'll definitely rot your teeth. That's an addiction, right? A lot of folks love their candy, for sure. I know my dad did growing up. He loved candy. Yep, he sure did. But anyhow, fam, thanks to the new subscribers. I appreciate you. Yeah, just keep staying strong out there. Trust me, if I can do it, and I'm a woman, and I'm the weaker vessel, and I can do this, I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not, but you just got to try your best to be as invisible as possible. Be as invisible as possible, but yeah, and that's it. So I'm just going to try my best to get some rest tonight. Tomorrow, the church is giving out food, and they give out a $30 gift card and things of that nature. So that's a blessing, and hopefully I can get there early and try to get some rest tonight. And I just pray, I just ask the Most High, protect me, while I'm sleeping out here, because, yeah, we live in a wicked world. People are doing wicked things, lighting people on fire, doing all kinds of, evil out here. So you got to be strong. You got to have faith and be strong and endure, and definitely, be obedient. Be obedient. And I think surrendering is hard for humans to do, right? To surrender. But I think it's important to surrender, because this world has nothing to offer. It doesn't have anything to offer me, and I'm just ready to go. I'm tired. I'm tired of the world and where it's headed, and I don't want to go in that direction. I want to be on the narrow path, the narrow road that leads to everlasting life. And remember, few be that find it. So, and he is the author and finisher of our faith. Remember that. So it doesn't matter when you got started, if you were 5 years old or 60, he is the author and finisher of your faith. So don't lose hope. Stay strong. Bye, guys.